Okay. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So nice to see you all. We're going to be doing a really nice balancing practice. So we're working with the 5 vital energies or vayūs. Working with the 5 vayūs. So this is to really balance all areas of the body. We're working on a downward movement energy. We're working in the central channel. We're working around the heart space, the side body, and the throat. So we're going to hold the postures a little bit longer tonight, around 5 to 6 minutes in each shape. And it's just working to prep the body so that we can really deeply rest and relax into the Yoga Nidra. So we're going to be doing about half hour of practice and then half hour of Yoga Nidra to follow. So again, just to repeat, if you haven't got anything that you want to have beside you, for example, blocks, blankets, eye mask, pillow, anything that's going to let you really rest and feel supported in Yoga Nidra, just make sure you've got that beside you. And yeah, also if you wanted to practice with a lower light, you might want to bring a candle or just have a lamp on so it's a softer light as you go into the end of the practice. So we're going to start with a little bit of movement and then we'll move into a held shape. So if you just have any props underneath, you just move them out to the side. I'm going to come over to an all fours position. You're bringing the hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And we're moving just simply from all fours into a child's pose position. So as you come into all fours, take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, sinking the hips back to the heels, slow exhale, moving into child's pose. Inhale to come back onto all fours, lengthening the spine, nice slow breath in. And as you exhale, sinking the hips back to come into child's. Just moving through 3 more in your own time, sinking the in and exhalation to your movement. So the full movement moves with your full breath. We're trying to find as much extension in the spine and really tucking the tailbone under, drawing the navel back to the spine as you exhale the breath out. And we're just going to take 1 more through. I'm going to stay into child's pose as we come back this time. Just nestling the hips down and finding a nice extension through the arms, through the spine. And if it feels like you need a little bit of extra space, maybe taking the knees slightly further apart. If you'd like to work with a prop and it feels more supportive, you can maybe grab a bolster or a blanket to place underneath the chest. And resting the arms wherever feels most comfortable. So this could be onto the lower back, maybe even beside your hips might feel quite nice. So we're going to be in this shape for around 5 minutes. So just make sure that you are comfortable and you do feel adequately propped up. As you rest into child's, just allowing yourself to feel the breath into the belly. As you inhale, the belly expands, you feel that nice compression on your thighs. And as you exhale, drawing the navel back to the spine, feel a hollowing out of the lower belly. So moving into the first vayū or wind. And this is a more of a downward moving energy. It's called Apana vayū. So Apana vayū works with the elimination system and a sensation of letting go. So not only on a physical level, but also on a mental and emotional level. So this compression of the abdomen to the thigh, this forward folding, allows that energy to move down. So when we're in balance and Apana Vayu is working optimally and is in harmony, we don't fear letting go. We don't fear letting go of control or letting go of anything that's not serving us. It allows us to really release denser energies or emotions such as resentment or worry, and allows us to really move into a space of forgiveness, space of acceptance of where we are, where we're at. We're just coming up to halfway through the child's pose. So if you feel that you need to add any extra propping or support, feel free to add maybe a bolster or a blanket. And if you've turned your face to one side, you can turn the face to the other side. Otherwise, just coming into a nice still space in the mind. And focusing on your belly breathing. On the exhalation, really feeling that sensation of release, of letting go, of dropping down towards the earth. So throughout Yin, always allow your breath to move in a way that feels beneficial for you. So that could be yawns, sighs, longer exhalation, maybe deeper inhalation. Really be guided by your breath into how deeply you can move into each shape, how long you want to stay. And always feel free to come out of the shape slowly if you feel that you've had enough. And as always, we're never working into any pain. We're always supporting the body as much as we can. And in that support, we can find a deeper letting go, a sense of safety and support. When we physically support ourselves, we can feel mentally held, emotionally held, and that provides a safe container for us to really drop deeper in. So just coming through the last 30 seconds or so. In a final round of breath here. And then transitioning very slowly and carefully out, we're going to walk our hands back towards us, and then you can either come to an all fours position if you want to find more space in the knees, or you can walk yourself back to sit onto your heels. So just taking a rebound here. So if there's any movements that feel nice, maybe it feels nice to come into a downward facing dog, or maybe even just pedaling the legs out might feel nice in your all fours. Or perhaps just staying as you are and feeling the shape from an upright position. Just feeling the effects of that compression on the abdomen, that forward fold. How does it feel energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically? So really take your time as you transition between each shape. There's no need to rush at all. And in between those different shapes we're holding, in that transition, is often when we really feel the most, when we sense the most change. And as with anything in life, when we're going through a transitory stage or when we're moving from one thing to the next, that's when things can get a bit more heightened, or we may feel a little ungrounded. So moving slowly, mindfully, gently, and really listen to our body is crucial in that change, in that movement. Let's just take one more round of breath where you are. And then we can move on to the middle of the mat and just swing the legs around in front of you. I'm going to come to a recline position into a twist. So if you feel that you wanted to take a deeper twist, we can hug the knees into the chest. So when you come down onto your back, you can bring both knees in to hug. Or if you feel that you wanted to take a slightly lesser stretch today, or a more gentle version, just keep your feet flat to the mat. So if you're taking a slightly deeper twist, you can hug both knees in one more time. As you exhale, squeeze the legs a little bit closer in so you get that nice lift in your lower back. And then just relaxing the legs away. Take the arms into a T shape. The arms just below shoulder height and really open out the chest. Palms can be up or down. Take an inhale here, and then as we exhale, allowing the legs to gently twist over to the left side. So the legs are going to drop down to the floor. If you feel that one knee is lifted up, just finding a block in between your knees, or a blanket, maybe a cushion might feel nice to add a little bit more support. And if you're taking a slightly lower version or a less strong version, take your feet slightly wider than hip width, and then just let your knees drop to the left side. Again, you might want to prop up with a cushion or a blanket underneath the knees just to add a bit more support. And wherever you are, just finding a space to rest into. So again, we're coming back into a deep belly breath. As you inhale, really allow the belly to inflate. And as you exhale, feel a sensation of surrender. So here we're working through some vayūs, which deals with twisting. So this is more about equalizing the energies in the body and finding that central point. So if you find that you lack discernment or the ability to make clear decisions, Samana Vayū or taking twisting positions is a really good one to help bring that sense of balance to the mind and the body. So really allow a deep belly breath as you pause here, just here for about 3 minutes each side. Try to find as much letting go as you can. So the muscles aren't holding, aren't gripping. And gravity is just gently stretching the body as you let the weight of your body drop. No holding, no resisting. Just present awareness. Breathing, patiently waiting. Just coming through around the last 30 seconds on this side. Finishing the last round of breath here. And if you took the gaze to the opposite direction, gently bring the head up first. And on your inhalation, bring the knees back through to center. You need to realign the spine, just lifting the head, neck, shoulders off the mat. Maybe lifting the tailbone up, and then we can go straight to the other side. So either allowing the knees to drop to the opposite side or bringing the knees into the chest and then allowing the legs to drop over. You can add any additional weight by bringing the hand onto the side of the leg if the knees are into the chest. And if this side you feel that you need a little bit of extra propping or support, please feel free to add any support that may help. So again, come back to a deep belly breath. And feel the shoulder blades really merging down onto the floor. Feel a nice deep twist coming through the spine. And just keep gently guiding your awareness back to your breath. So Samana vayūs also links to digestion and assimilation. So how can we take in information, whether that be food or on a mental level, take that in, digest it and assimilate it, use it as it needs to be used. When Samana vayūs functioning optimally, we can really take in, discern and release what is not working, what is not needed, and then utilize what it is that we've taken as nutrition. And it's all around the navel center. Just coming through your last minute here. Just noticing where your mind has gone. If it's drifted off into thinking or more logical, thinking of to-do lists, just gently guiding it back into where you are now. Coming back into your breath. What is this shape doing for my body? How is it feeling within my body? Nice. We're just taking our last round of breath here. If you turned your head to the side, gently guide your head back to center and then come back up to center with the legs as you inhale. Nice. You can hug the knees into the chest, just bringing the knees gently in. And then coming into a rebound that feels good, you can either stay here in Apanasana, knees to chest, or you might like to roll side to side. Maybe bringing the feet to the floor and taking some knee sways side to side might feel good to release the lower back of the spine. Or if you just want to pause in Shavasana, you can pause with the legs out long or feet on the floor, knees bent. Again, watching in this transition, what is happening to my body? What do I feel as I move out of this shape? Nice, just take the last round of breath and we're going to stay on our back. We're moving into a bridge, first dynamic, and then we'll move into a static version. So if you'd like to have some support for the static version, just keep your bricks or a stack of cushions beside you and then we can move straight into that afterwards. So set up with your feet hip width apart, just so you can graze the heels of your fingertips. So the legs are fairly close, or the feet are fairly close in towards you. but with enough space so that you can send the knees away and you don't feel too compressed in the hips. And then bring the hands down beside your hips. Just take a breath here. And an exhale. On your next inhalation, lifting up the hips and the arms, so the backs of the hands touch down onto the floor and the hips are lifted up high. As you exhale, roll down through the spine, bring the hips and the hands down to the floor. Just taking 5 through. As you inhale, lift up through the hips, lift up through the arms, backs of the hands touch, and exhale to roll your body down. Take yourself through 3 more. Your inhalation is lifting you, and your exhalation, you're relaxing down. And so we're just adding a little bit of movement so that we can really hold and feel open in the shape, no constriction. Nice. And then once you've finished that last round, we're going to keep the hands beside the hips. And as we inhale, lift up through the hips for the last round, and we'll pause in here. So if you feel quite comfortable to stay with your hands to the floor, or you can tuck the shoulders in and interlace the hands behind your back, please feel free to do that, but it's quite strong. So I'd recommend taking either a couple of bricks or 1 brick underneath the lower back, and you can stack those up and pull them underneath the sacrum. So you've got that nice flat bony part at the lower end of your spine. You want to rest the bricks underneath. Or if you've got a bolster, a cushion, feel free to bring that there too. And then just finding a nice length through the spine, openness across the heart space. And then you can either keep the arms beside the hips, or if it feels nice to rest the arms into a T shape, that might feel nice to slightly bring a bit more chi flow around the lungs. Or a really nice one is taking the arms up over the head and just gently bending the elbows so you can rest the backs of the arms onto the floor. Palms rested down to the mat. And this just sends a bit more chi or prana into the heart space, into the lung area. And it helps a little more with any drainage of the lymphatic system. We're moving into prana vayū now, which is centered around the heart space. And this is more to do with how do you draw sensation from the world around you. How do you make sense of what's happening, and how do you send energy out from your center? So when this center or this wind is moving optimally in harmony, we find that we're inspired by life and we can say yes. Feel confident in ourselves and we're able to give. So we're moving more into a chest breath here. So as you inhale, feel more expanse around the heart center and around the sides of the body. And as you exhale, draw the navel back to the spine again. So when sometimes this energy center is out of balance, or we're not feeling harmony within this wind, we feel that we often have a lack of communication or an inability to express from our heart. And we often find that we're slave to our senses. So this vayū is linked to vitality and immunity, the thymus gland, and senses. So do we find that we're distracted by what we can hear, see, smell, taste, feel? Are we able to really stay centered and grounded no matter what is happening around us? Keep coming back to that still point, that center of grounding. So just coming through our last minute and a half. If you need to modify or adapt, please feel free to. If you're okay as you are, feel free to stay. If you'd like to increase the stretch and you're supported underneath your lower back, you can start to extend the legs further out. So you're resting the heel of the foot down to the floor and the legs are long. And maybe if the arms aren't already, you'd like to take the arms up over the head, just stretching the full body. So we're just taking our last round of breath here. And then if you're taking your legs that long, just slowly walking your feet back in towards you. You're going to push down into the feet, bring the hands down beside the hips. And slowly lift up through the hips, slide the block out or any cushions, any props you're using, and allow yourself to slowly come back down to the mat. Just take a moment to really pause here, feel that length in the spine, and breathing again into the abdomen. And then taking any rebound that feels nice, maybe just pausing here feels good. Maybe hugging knees into chest might feel quite nice to counter the back bend. So although we're working into different flows of energy in the vayūs, it's all one energy, it's one prana. It just takes on different qualities as it moves in different areas of the body. So we can really target and direct these different energies as we move our body into different shapes. It's really interesting as we move through different shapes, how it responds to our body. How does it feel as we move through these different shapes? Do we feel different energies? Do we feel a sense of restriction? Does it change our mindset? So from here, we're going to move into an inversion. So we're working with either legs up the wall. If you want to take a slightly gentler version, you can just take yourself to your wall space, take the legs up the wall. Or if you wanted to work with your blocks again, I would probably suggest using one brick on its lowest setting. Again, underneath your lower back. So you're just taking the hips slightly higher up to get that inversion. And then you can take the legs straight up. If you wanted to work slightly stronger and you feel quite comfortable in Viparita Karani, which is a modified shoulder stand, you can also take that. If you're taking Viparita Karani, you want to take the legs up, use some motion to swing the legs up, tuck the shoulders in, and then we're going to use the hands to the lower back. But you want them to kind of act as a basket so the hips can sink back into the hands, and then the legs are up, the feet are just in front of the face. So you're energizing the feet up towards the ceiling. They're not coming low down. You want to keep the weight in the legs up. We're going to be here for around 5 minutes also. So I'd recommend taking a position that feels like you can completely rest into. Maybe even using a bolster underneath the lower back or some cushions, maybe even a blanket might feel good to add a bit of softness. Wherever you are, just coming into a nice comfortable position with the spine, with the arms, and taking the legs up. So as we move into an inversion, we're going to start to be targeting more of the throat area, moving into Udana Vayū. So Udana is an upward moving energy. The energy is coming from the feet towards the head. So although we're in an inversion, this is an upward moving energy. So this could be to do with speech, energy moving it out, or sensations of vomiting, anything that pushes energy upward. This is Udana Vayū. So this is to do with our sense of expression and confidence in our ability to express ourselves freely. It's also linking in with a hunger for spiritual evolution, this upward movement of energy towards the highest centers of the mind. So when we're in balance, we're feeling that the energy is moving freely through this center and through Udana Vayū. We're very connected to spirit, we're connected to a higher being, sense of beingness, and ability to really connect into a sensation of there's something grander and bigger going on than just our smallness. We can connect into the bigger picture. And when we see this is out of balance, we tend to people please, or we have an inability to express. So this energy center is not vital, it's not harmonious. So just here for around a minute longer. If you need to come out, you can always regress the shape. If you want it to increase, you can always come up into using bricks underneath the sacrum or Viparita Karani. So just take your final round of breath here. If you've got your legs up the wall, you can slowly slide the legs down so your feet are on the wall. And then you can hug your knees into the chest and slide to your side, so you're rolling onto the side. And just pause there for a moment. If you have a brick underneath the lower back, gently bring your feet down to the floor, so in a bridge. And then moving the bricks out to the side, just slowly let yourself come down to the floor. Nice, and then we can counter by hugging the knees into the chest. Maybe taking some back rolls side to side might feel nice to ease anything out of the spine. Nice. And then if you came over to a wall space, just let yourself slowly come back over to your mat and take up space again. We're going to move into a lateral side body stretch, but we're going to come from a Shavasana shape. So if you come to take the legs out long, so we want the pelvis to stay fixed in the middle, and we're going to walk our right foot over to the right side of the mat. Just take it off of the mat, and then we're taking the left foot so the ankle touches the other ankle, or you can cross the ankles, so your left foot is crossing over your right ankle. Then taking the arms up over the head, just a gentle bend in the elbow. We're going to pull the left arm over to the right, so the whole shoulder girdle and upper body moves over to the right side. Keeping your left arm raised, you can bring your right hand to rest onto your lower belly. And then you can look over to the left side, that feels nice on your neck. If not, just looking up to the ceiling, we're pausing here. So you should feel from the left foot all the way up to the left side of your arm. Left side body is open, and you've got a nice arch shape, the whole side of the body. And then as we breathe here into the belly, we're also going to be inflating into the side body. So we're now moving into Vyāna Vayū. The Vyāna Vayū is more like your auric field, so the energy that moves around the body. And when Vyāna is in balance, it helps to integrate all of these other winds and vayūs in the body. So this is mainly around the side body, but it also integrates all the other vayūs. So this is our sense of wholeness, our sense of connection. I'm feeling really balanced and harmonious throughout all of the energy systems in the body. Starts to tap into our sense of intuition. And it also helps us to really build a strong pranic body, an auric field. It helps us to feel more whole and contained within our own energy systems. And we know when this vayū is out of balance, we feel ungrounded or distracted. When it's in balance, we feel graceful, grateful, whole and balanced. So we're not going to stay as long in this one, we're just slowly moving over to the other side. So you can gently let your legs come back into the center. And then slowly bring your upper body back to center. And then we can move over to the left side. So taking the left foot off the mat, follow your right foot across. Take the arms up overhead and then gently pull the right arm over to the left. And then you can bring your left hand to rest onto your lower belly. And then again, breathing into the belly. And now feeling the right side of the body opening and expanding. So just taking your last round of breath on this side. And then gently guiding your legs back through to center. Taking your head and arms back to center. And just pausing in the middle. Allowing a sense of balance and wholeness to wash over the mind. So when we're completely rested and balanced, when the body's in harmony, we can then allow the mind to completely rest and relax. We're going to be moving into our Yoga Nidra from here. So if you'd like to just get yourself set up and comfortable. So again, maybe a blanket or a pillow underneath the back of the head. Maybe you'd like to take anything to support the back of the knees, cushions or bolster. Maybe turning the lights off or bringing an eye mask over your eyes. Just setting yourself up so you can completely rest and relax. So for those of you that haven't practiced Yoga Nidra before, if you haven't, we're working to really drop into subconscious mind and to let the body deeply rest. So we're moving into a Yoga Nidra for empowerment. And to really allow you to find a space to reset the mind, to move into a more strong and resilient mindset. So I'll ask you to think of an intention or a sankalpa. So as I come to that point, you just want to think of something that's very direct and positive and in the present moment. So you feel that the belief of this is happening right now and you can feel it as a resonance of something that is true and now. So I am is a good way to begin an intention. And if you're already working with an intention from last month, You can keep working on the same one. This is only going to strengthen that intention. If you wanted to work with something new, or if there's something that you'd really like to target today, then please feel free to use a new sankalpa, but it may not have as strong potency if you don't stick with the same one until you see that change. So to begin, just start to lie down onto your back. Make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be and you're taking up space. So allow yourself to really take up as much space within your back, your legs, your arms. So start to bring the shoulders down the back and spread them wide into the earth. Legs and arms are relaxing out, and just take a few deep breaths in and sigh to release. Allow your eyes to rest, your mind to rest as you move into the next few moments of deep rest, yogic sleep, Yoga Nidra. Complete space for your nervous system to rest. I'll be guiding you into the subconscious mind deep within your psyche, where deep healing and rest can occur in the parasympathetic nervous system, where we rest and digest. Begin to quieten yourself down. Your mind is present only on my voice. Allow your back body to soften completely into the support of the earth. And cultivate a nourishing breath. Let your external world dim down. As we draw inwards, the internal world lights up. Bringing more awareness to the internal space. Notice the quality of your breath. And take a moment to scan your body and see if you can be even just 1% more comfortable. If you can find a space to soften, allow that space to soften and relax. Inhale through the nose, creating space. And on the exhale, radically soften the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands, fingers curling. Inhale through the nose. Exhale to soften the jaw, the tongue, the throat, and the shoulders. Keep breathing in this way, softening new spaces, finding deeper relaxation. I'll soon take you through a rotating consciousness through your body. And I'll label different areas of the body. You'll not need to move anything. Just simply send your attention there and relax that space. Feel that this is a letting go. So take a moment now to set your sankalpa or your intention. Say to yourself in your mind your short positive statement. Repeat it in your mind 3 times. Feel it in your heart as a belief. Feel it in your body. Know it. No longer controlling the breath, just allow it to free flow. Our Sankalpa has been set for Yoga Nidra, and the practice now begins on the right side of the body. Right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, right shoulder blade, armpit, right side of the chest, right hip, thigh, back of the thigh, right knee, back of the knee, shin, calf, right ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right foot, lower leg, upper leg, the whole right leg, right hand, right arm, right waist, the whole right side of the body, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder blade, armpit, left side of the chest, left hip, thigh, back of the thigh, left knee, back of the knee, shin, calf, left ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left foot, lower leg, upper leg, whole left leg, left hand, left arm, left waist, whole left side of the body, crown of the head, scalp, temples, forehead, inner ears, outer ears, right eye, eyebrow, eyelid, right cheek, left eye, eyebrow, eyelid, left cheek, bottom lip, top lip, tongue, jaw, teeth, gums, right nostril, left nostril, the whole face, front of the neck, back of the neck, throat, whole head relaxed, heart space, chest, belly, pelvis, pelvic floor, whole back body, whole front body, the whole body relaxed, whole body strong, whole body calm, whole body melting into supportive softness beneath you. Now allow your body to become so heavy that you can allow yourself to be held completely by the earth beneath you. Cultivate this sense of heaviness sinking you down, down, down. Draw your awareness of this down into the center of your being. Notice where your center of gravity is, deep down in the lower belly, in the dantian. This is found 3 fingers below the belly button. Now imagine there a glowing light. Notice if you see a color within this light. This is the very center of you. And no matter how dark it may become, this light never ever goes out. This is the center of yourself. This is where your strength, power, sense of resilience stems from. Envision this light glowing brighter in the darkness. And see the color of the flames glow against the darkness of this space. As you inhale, this light begins to spread and glow. And at the same time, you notice your body beginning to feel lighter. Notice how this feels to have a lightness of being around your person. A sense of joy and contentment. Move your awareness to any parts of yourself that continue to feel heavy, and use your breath to help stoke the flame. Move this heat, this light around your being to the heavier places. Perhaps the throat or the heart, maybe even up into the mind, anywhere you need healing. Breathing this healing breath, continue to nourish your body with more light. No matter how dark it is, cracks of light always appear. And it's from here that we build our power and strength. In your mind's eye, cast yourself back to a challenging time in your life. Experience the darkness you felt for a moment in time. Visualize yourself at this time, responding in your powerful and strong way, full of determination, light and grace. Those cracks of light emerge from the darkness. Become aware of how you rose up against the challenge of that dark time. Visualize how you held your body proud and strong. Notice what it meant for you to keep going. How did you move forward? How did you speak? What did you see when you looked in the mirror? Visualize that bold reflection of yourself, gazing back with love into your own eyes. Admiration for your ability to overcome and persevere. This strong and powerful warrior in that reflection in the mirror is you. Feel that person merging with yourself now. And connect with them as you lie here on the ground, strong, calm, and powerful. Cultivate the feeling of strength within your body. And notice how your body responds and that space activates with the word strong. Travel now to the center of your strength, back into the dantian, the lower belly. See the colorful flame within burning bright. Travel now to where you are calm within yourself. All the spaces in your body that are relaxed and soft. Finally, rest in the calm center of the third eye, Ajna chakra. The point between your eyebrows, where you naturally see light. And rest your awareness here, looking deep within yourself. Knowing that you are strong, you are calm, and you are powerful. And with that knowing, return fully into your peace now. Begin to deepen your breath here. Bring your mind back to your intention, your sankalpa. Remember your sankalpa here in your mind's eye, repeating it 3 times. Know and feel this intention to be true, and allow yourself to take it with you as you move forward into the weeks ahead. Seeing your life changing and adapting as you fully believe and sit within this intention. Allow your back to spread and melt still into the ground. But begin to send your breath to the tips of the toes and the fingertips. Begin to breathe more fully into the body. Putting energy into the toes and the fingertips. Notice anywhere in the body you feel a change or a shift of energy. And then when you're ready, start to begin to stretch deeper into the body. Begin to take some deeper stretches, maybe full body stretch or bringing the knees into the chest. Taking any movements that feel good to bring you back into the space, back into your body. And then when you feel ready, you can roll onto a side and just pause here. And with your next inhale, begin to bring yourself back up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed. Bring our hands into prayer, resting the thumbs onto the heart space, connecting back in. Just taking a moment to bring your intention back into your mind and really feeling this intention within your heart space. And trusting that as you relax yourself more, as you come back inward to your body and offer yourself this space, with intention, we will see positive change in the world around us and in every day. We grow closer to that intention, to living in a more empowered and positive life. And may we see the benefits of our practice and see the change that comes from practicing. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely rest. Thank you so much for coming to join me.